in 2023, as we saw before the World Cup. They were thrashed by Brighton by 3-0, arguably their worst performance of the season. And we heard this is what inspired the Brighton players.
Looking at the individuals, there's only one player that would get in the Liverpool side that has played for Brighton, and that's Caicedo. So
but couldn't we have said that before about Brentford?
McAllister's just won the World Cup and Liverpool are struggling in the middle of the park.
Don't give me that, Stevie.
Are you telling me McAllister wouldn't get in Liverpool's midfield right now?
Not their strongest midfield, no. I wouldn't just dismiss Jordan Henderson and Fabinho because someone is playing better elsewhere at this present time.
Don, the game's played this weekend. So absolutely it's about who's playing well and who's not. So you've just said that McAllister wouldn't get in the team, even though he's playing better than any of Liverpool's midfielders. Don't make a lot of sense.
I stand by it.
Get your money on a McAllister winner this weekend. It's almost definitely going to happen.
Or a Curtis Jones winner. Or a Curtis Jones winner, and then you go, yeah, Curtis Jones just as good.
Are you buying it now, Don?
Dear me, dear me. What I thought about what I said last week, and it was brilliant. It was hilarious. And what I meant to say was the profile of player of McAllister does not suit Liverpool. I.e., they've got the diminutive players, they've got Carvalho, they've got Harvey Elliott, they've got Curtis Jones. What they needed was the Caicedo skill and muscle. So the one player I thought would get in that team is Caicedo. What I didn't realise is it was probably 9 of them.
Well, yes, Don, as you can imagine, obviously I put out the extra time tweet earlier today. So many questions that pretty much had the same theme, similar to this one. Don, how many Liverpool midfielders can make it into the Brighton midfield?
None. I mean, I don't know where Jurgen Klopp will come up with the idea of playing Thiago as a 10. I mean, he changed and went with a 2 in midfield and tried to play him at the top in a 10, and that never worked. So, listen, as it stands, I've got no defence, Dan. I didn't see it coming. Do you know, if you're a fan of a football club, whatever team you support, you can always lean on something when you see a team play. You know, if Liverpool or Newcastle, whoever you support, Liverpool are missing chances, you can lean on something and you go, well, Darwin Núñez will come good. Jota will come back and Diaz will come back. Oh, the goalkeeper's having a little bit of a nightmare. He'll get good. Alisson will pull off saves. There was nothing to lean on that performance.
Yeah.
It was awful. There was probably 2 players. I commentated on the game. There's probably 2 players I would probably let off, and that was Alisson in goal and probably Konate, who got overrun. He had no help whatsoever from Andy Robertson, Matip, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. They were probably the only 2. The rest of them were like non-existent. It was the poorest Liverpool performance I've seen in many a year.
It's a good point. There were no positives whatsoever that you could take from this 90-minute performance.
No, not at all. No. And I actually did the ratings for that Liverpool team.
Yes, I was here.
And actually, Don.
So what's that?
I was with you. I had Konate and Alisson.
He gave Konate a 10.
Yeah, right. Nothing. I mean, no, 0 positives at all. Going into Wolves, what do you do?
Right.
And it begs the question, right? We're always talking about coaches. Is it how a coach coaches his side to play, or do you coach the team with the players you have?
Right.
So what is Klopp trying to get out of Liverpool something that they don't have because he keeps playing the same way? And how long?
Somehow it's going to work.
Well, it doesn't. Liverpool have shown from the start of the season that playing the way they are doesn't work. And it looks like the players he has available don't fit the system. And if the players don't fit the system, then it's never going to work.
Let's talk top 4 then. Let's take a look at the odds as to who is going to finish in the Champions League places. Obviously, City, Arsenal, United, you could argue are fine now. Newcastle are 5 points clear of Spurs, who have played the same amount of games as Newcastle. United, City and Arsenal have a game in hand on them. Who finishes higher, Don? Liverpool or Chelsea? They're both on 28 points at the moment.
Well, we'll find out after the Liverpool-Chelsea next game at Anfield. But listen,
Wow.
it's the top four. I think is going to be as it is. I probably have Man United finishing above Newcastle, but that's the top four. I don't see how Liverpool, the form they're in, and the form that Chelsea are in, how they're going to close a 10-point gap.
Who have you got? Liverpool or Chelsea? Who's finishing higher? That's a tough
Right now, we'd have to say Chelsea.
because of the acquisitions they've made.
Well, because of the acquisitions they've made, and also they don't lose. They're not losing as many goals as Liverpool.
Right.
So that means that with what they've got going forward, they could hit some form and somebody could catch fire. And that's about it. It's hard to see Liverpool winning a game right now, the way they're performing.
But Jurgen Klopp must,
so I'm going with Chelsea.
Jurgen Klopp must have watched our show on the weekend because you asked, you begged, you pleaded. Let's go back to basics.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Jurgen Klopp said, that we're going to go back to basics. Now, the question to him would be, what are the basics right now for Liverpool? But you can actually make that same question and that same argument with Chelsea. What are the basics at Chelsea? I'm going to go with Liverpool simply because I trust this team more so than I do Chelsea. And I trust the manager much more so than I do Chelsea. And so I'm going to go with Jurgen Klopp. I'm going to believe that he is going to get this team to somehow play better defensively to compete, which I think is something that Liverpool hasn't been doing for a while, competing, actually closing the ball down, which is about physical effort, and he hasn't quite been there as a group for Liverpool. I think he's going to get that right because he has to, because those are the expectations of the club. Liverpool will be better than Chelsea.